Hello everyone and welcome back to Abundant Automation. So there shall be peace in our time, and to enforce said peace we shall go ahead and make all the batters peaceful. Step number 1. Step number 2, kill all of them. And be safe in the knowledge that their offspring will now be a band of peaceful, coexistent alien threats. And we shall remove all of them in due time, but until then they shall not bother us anymore. So this should really speed up our progress on the factory, since we don't have to deal with these nuisances at every corner. And I'm really happy about that. Alright, so another news, I did of course screw this one up. So we're going to remove it again. Problem with it is of course that we don't have any more room for a passenger siding. So I'm going to go back and grab a couple more resources. Sadly our hitch home just went off, which is another one of the reasons why we really need those sidings, the passenger stations. I'm still not 100% certain about the way that I want to do them. I mean, there are really two options. Either we have two-headed trains with just two locomotives and have them go to a specific station in the base and enter from there, or we just have like, what we could also do is just have none of these, no stations, specific stations for player access that is whatsoever, and instead just have just carry a locomotive and a bit of coal with us and place down these player trains whenever we need them, as opposed to always having them active. Well, that's all going to be decided in due time. I think I like the idea more of having dedicated stations for these. So yeah, that's probably gonna be what ends up happening, because I want a big and expansive rail yard here, and like I said, it's probably gonna be somewhere around here, since our main line, well, I kind of suspect that we will, as soon as this iron outpost dries up, we'll probably remove this line and move it a bit further east and have like the big north-south line run, well, a bit further east doesn't really work. But I think the really main line of our network will run north-south here, since there's really nothing to gain here. I mean, we can't cross here. We can't cross here, at least not comfortably and without landfills. So we'll have to expand down here and then probably into the east over here. But yeah, that's a topic for another day. Alright. So what do we have? We still need smart chests. There you go. I did grab inserters. I also grabbed splitters, underground belts, transport belts. I did grab a couple of engines, so we still need one locomotive and about 40 steel plates precisely for those. And then let me also grab what's left of our iron supply here to build 2 additional wagons. And other than that, what really do we need? A couple of power poles wouldn't go amiss. Right, so that's this. Well, let's go back out and finish our second iron outpost. Can just take the copper train there. It's not really needed for it to stay here. Copper is backed up all the way. Also, copper... Oh, so there is a bit of copper that I never did tap. Alright, so we'll have to deal with that. Alright, so you just go on doing what you did before. And what we shall do is create a generic and reusable station for all of our outpost needs from now on. And that station shall include something for our passenger trains to arrive on. Well, alright, so this curve is not a part of it, but we need it right here. Alright, and then what? We also want, of course, an outbound line for the player station. And then we can just take this. Yeah, so it also occurred to me that I wouldn't even need the blueprint flipping thingy. Because if we really flipped, as in mirrored this blueprint along this axis, what we would do is just put the thingy, the station, on the outbound half of the station instead of the inbound half. And, well, that wouldn't make a difference, would it? Now this is... we can just take this from here and attach it to any station we so desire, to any outpost we so desire. And we just need to add a couple more signals here and there and everywhere, and I think that's about the extent of it. Now I don't want this to be part of the blueprint, because we might as well come from the other end, so we might have our deposit here and run the belts down there. Would also be possible. And I think that's it. Let me just quickly double check the signaling. So that's this, 2 chain signals before the intersection. Looks okay. Now let's do just this real quick. Drive this thing in here manually so that we get an idea of how far we need to go in. And, well, I think that should already be it. Let's call this one iron number 2. That's a little bit too close. Let's put it there. Yeah, that's better. Alright, so that is that done. And I think that's about all that we need here. Now we'll still need to manually change these filter settings on these mod inserters, but well, that's not really that much of a problem. Alright, so let's take all of this as a blueprint, give it a nice and concise icon. There we go. And now this can be pretty much attached anywhere we want. What we might still want to do is maybe have the passenger siding, the passenger axis somewhere else. But I think this will do just nicely. And if we have to run an additional 20 or 30 tiles worth of belt because of this thing, then so be it. Alright, so let's take this and add it to our little blueprint book here. And we'll call this the outpost station. What's N? Oh, it's renaming. Well, considering that we will have multiple types of outposts, or at least two, we're going to have an oil outpost and this outpost. Let's call this one outpost or outpost. There we go. So that's that. And yeah. So all that we need to do now is just take the resources from here. So I also want a blueprint for that. Yeah, let's... Yeah. Lining it up there. Alright, let's see. What can we... Which part of this can we tile? So I think just going maximum distance on these would create what? Ah. Yeah, so maximum distance excuse me, on these should create perfect blocks for us to reuse. So we can just take this yes, and now this is perfectly tileable. There you go. Now that I think about it, I might just want to make, well, a bigger blueprint. So let's do that. Let's take... That's 18. Yeah, let's take 24. That's one whole row. We'll do these with red belts for now. We'll still need to upgrade that later. What? Oh no, you need to press the plus sign here. No, we'll just call this one mining column. Yes. Alright. So that looks pretty okay. Should speed up our outpost construction considerably. And all we need to do is hook all of this up. Like so. Then this one can come from back here. There we go. And now you just run into here. Not a belt, really. This close. This close. Oh well. It's alright. Let's just take you. You will drive. Oh yeah, I know. You'll get fuel and you'll drive to this station, which is yet to be named correctly. It's Iron 2, of course. And you'll drive between Iron Unload and Iron 2. Let's go to Iron 2 then. Stop here for a minute. Let's read this from the user interface. Save as line Iron 2. And there you go. Alright, let's quickly have a look. So we did do wait forever on both ends, which is fine. Yeah, it's fine. Right, so you are going to leave Iron Unload when empty, and this one when full. You're gonna wait on both ends forever. We may have to change this behavior once we have more trains than could fit into the queue and the iron station at any one time. But for now this will do just nicely. Right. So that will be that. We'll just need to attach those two here. We'll need to change the filter settings as well. Whoop. Well, that's this, and before we turn this on, I'll want to bring you to a quick trip home to grab the rest of the belts we need here. Alright, and that should be iron done for the immediate future, hopefully. And end the trickle that we have going on here. Right, let's rush on down here. Our base deposits are almost done for. Well, not mining anything on the copper, of course. So yeah, let's grab a couple of belts and just head back out there immediately. There's also just a trickle of plastics going on, so I will want to investigate that. And it's very likely that oil will be the next thing that that becomes a problem or a supply bottleneck. It's either that or that the refineries are no longer capable of keeping up with the demand of petroleum. But I suppose it has to do with the thingies, the crude oil supply. Right, so you and you. Alright, let's give it a good shot. Hook you up. And can we? Yes, we can. Perfect. You're not powering anything. And there we go. That's iron done. And this will load up. Let's start you up. And that'll be this. Very nice. Okay, so that's iron. Let's take this train then and very quickly make our way back home. So that's train number 4 on the tracks. Well, technically we have 5 trains, but one of those is just foul. Alright, I wonder if we get the chance here. No, not really. Well, eventually we'll see exactly what these stackers are for. Because say a train is waiting here and another train wants to come in here, it sees via these chain signals that it can't actually go in here, and it'll wait in its shack, if you want to call it that. And as soon as this signal is cleared, emptying this block, then these will also open up, and the first train to take this block will then of course move into that thing. So that's alright. What's not alright is, why aren't you moving? What did I do? Huh? Huh. Right. Let's try again. There you go. Alright, so that's our iron supply. hopefully alleviated our supply issues there for a while. We can still go just down there and grab ourselves more iron. Well, it kind of tempts me, those two deposits over there, but we're going with the only expand in one direction approach now. Let's see where it takes us. But we will only see that in the next episode, because we are unfortunately out of time again. So until then, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I've been Discryant, and I shall see you soon.